full of trolls lately. I don't see any reason for this to be different.
That is very true, and we're off. We already see that both of our runners are starting in different spots, sadly not really getting anything out of either Sanctuary or Link's house.
Looks like xirtanul might be going for an early Houlihan.
Yeah, I do that a lot, and it's not paid off in both the matches I've done it in. The early Houlihan is a much debated opening at the moment. People are saying, man, it's not really worth it anymore with the V26 and the new added rupees from the Waterfall of Wishing.
Yeah, I feel like the catch is you still have to find those 300 rupee drops, though.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know, I still like it, but we'll see if it pays off for xirtanul. I hope he has better luck than I did.
Saw DukeFireBird going south of the Grove to farm up a couple of bombs, checking the race game and only finding 5 rupees on the ledge.
Yep, not something you really need.
Just a heart in the library. Not a lot of value yet.
Yeah, so far they both haven't really come across anything too fancy yet. It looks like xirtanul is immediately buying some bombs here at Lake Hylia Island. That's an interesting spot. I don't see people buy bombs here a whole lot.
I've seen that play route into an early Eastern Palace, but considering you just save and quit, I'm not sure that's the play.
Seems like he's avoiding Kakariko for now and is going straight for the Dam and Mini Moldorm play. And DukeFireBird here opened up the bombable hut in south of Kakariko. You get, I think, 3 guaranteed bombs in here?
4.
Oh, 4 even. Well, that's totally worth it then. Let's see what soggy item the dam holds for us today. Ooh, and it's a bottle. It means he'll be able to do the full round of Kakariko once he gets in there. And a lamp from the dam. That means no more dark rooms. I'm sure they'll be relieved.
An early lamp, that's, if they route Hyrule Castle, that's going to help for that extra chest.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to have that in the back of your mind the whole game. And as Chad is pointing out, could the early lamp be pointing towards an Aga 1?
Aga 1 is one of the worst dark rooms in the game, I think.
Yeah, I would never go up there without a lamp. I know that the better runners are having no issues with that, but I'd rather not put myself through that.
And DukeFireBird with a fairy in a bottle from the Kakariko Well. About the only notable drop there, though.
Oh man, seems like Mini Moldorm Cave is paying out though, both literally and in items.
And considering his current rupee count, that might make the Houlihan pay off with an early Zora.
That's very true. If he plans on fake flippering up there via the warp or anything like that, he could definitely check it. Only short 4 rupees now. Looked like Blind's Hut didn't really have anything of worth.
Yeah, the back chest only having a heart container. Oh, a hammer in the escape!
Yeah, xirtanul is getting real close to the Dark World access.
And that hammer also lets him just go straight through the back of escape and check the dark chest.
That's very true.
Sick Kid only paying out with 10 arrows. Fortune Bottle's not paying out yet.
Why does that kid have arrows in his bed with him? Oh, and there's a fighter shield in the chest down there in Escape. So, Xirtanul now has a little Fisher Price shield, but still no swords for either of those guys.
Duke's pull prize, only a set of green rupees. Oh, but there's an ether. That might be useful later.
That's a pretty good find. Finding medallions always makes you a little bit more at ease, because you'll probably need at least one of them. And yet another fairy in a bottle for DFB. That man is definitely safe from dying for now.
It looks like the old man was trying to blow up the secret entrance.
It seems like, and if I caught that map check from DukeFireBird correctly, all 3 Light World dungeons are crystals.
And we're about to get a lumberjack check.
Let's see if Agawan will indeed be required. Probably not. At least not for the lumberjacks. You never know if Agawan will be required until he really isn't anymore. It seems like Xirtanul wants to get the whole Escape and Zelda's chest part of Hyrule Castle out of the way immediately.
Well, he's checked the Escape and the Dark Chest, checking this, and he won't have to come back to Hyrule Castle unless Aga's required.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good play for him. Just get that out of your mind and don't always have to think, well, what about that Zelda's chest? It's pretty out of the way and a long way to walk down to. There, DukeFireBird gets his lamp. Oh wow, Xirtanul decides to quit out before Zelda's chest. Does he know that it can only have a map or something? I didn't really count the items, to be honest.
Now you mention it, I don't think I saw a map come out yet, so that might be the case.
Seems like Xirtanul is deciding to go straight up to Death Mountain. Possibly? Oh no, I think he hasn't checked the Lumberjack Cave and Lost Woods yet because he doesn't have the Ether Medallion.
Oh, we get bombs from the crab. That's really useful.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have liked to know that a little bit earlier, but
I don't think he was routed anywhere near a crab earlier, so probably not too big a deal, but it's still nice to know for later if you run low on bombs.
Yeah, absolutely. You basically never want to run out of bombs. Alright, so DukeFireBird checked out his mini Moldorm Cave. He now has a lift upgrade. The only thing he's missing is the hammer out of the Escape chests.
Looks like Duke's going to go check the Ice Rod Cave, maybe. I don't think I saw Xirtanul go that far.
Nope, he turned right around, or rather, I think he saved and quit after a mini Moldorm Cave. So let's see if that puts DukeFireBird ahead a little bit. I found my boots in my race against Vitorb in here, so now I'm thinking it's not such a bad cave.
Yeah, if you find something like Boots, Hammer, or Hook Shot, it's... Which, we haven't seen a Hook Shot yet, so it could be here. Or just a big 20.
Big 20. Oh, looks like DukeFireBird is right on his way to the hammer. Wonder if he's gonna go and check the rest of Escape too, since he's getting a key here. I'll assume he will.
At this point, I think most of the overworld will have been checked, except for Zora. So the question is, will they go to Death Mountain, or will they go on over to the Eastern Palace after this?
It's a good question. They also still have Sahasraral's hut, which might hold 3 important items for them.
Looks like Duke's about to do his high roll check, and Xirtanul is working on his Kakariko Village check.
I'll paste $100 for the better boomerang.
Boomerang is besterang.
Agreed.
Xirtanul getting a little bit of swag with that chicken clip.
Yeah, I'd be careful with that in a race, especially in a tournament race, but it's just a force of habit at this point, I think.
Can it cause any serious issues?
It can cause a soft lock if you clip the chicken in a way where it won't let you exit the room with the chest again.
Oh, was not aware of that one.
Yeah, it can absolutely cause a soft lock. That's why I'm a little bit wary of doing it, but who can resist throwing a chicken into a bomb explosion?
Especially one of the few areas where it can't go aggro and just have chickens everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, looks like Xirtanul's just going to go ahead and do the race.
Oh, he's not even checking? That's interesting. Might be risky, might pay off. We already know it's not really gonna pay off too much, but...
Sometimes it's one of those things you do just out of force of habit.
Saves and quit mid-jump. Alright, and I think Xirtanul is going to be the first one to make the Eastern play here. But as you mentioned earlier, at this point they're really running out of options. I think they have Agina's Cave and Desert left, which is quite out of the way and is only a single spot you can check over there. So I definitely prefer this Eastern or Sahasraral's play. What do you have for us? Absolute crap.
You must really want our runners to have a lot of arrows.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to tell us something with that.
Maybe he's trying to say the bows in Eastern.
Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? And as Chad is pointing out, DukeFireBird wanted to do a death war, but then realized, oh wait, I have 2 fairies in a bottle, that's not gonna work out for me.
I've made that mistake several times myself.
Yeah. It's just a bad feeling.
Oh, this is a good run. We got a bug catcher net.
No, alright. We can go kill Agawan now.
really wish that curtain wasn't in the way.
Yeah, quite annoying, that curtain. And not to mention the little electric barrier in front of him.
Oh, we can get a cape for that.
That's very true. I wish we could cape through the curtain, or burn him down with a lamp or something. Oh, and DukeFireBird gets rid of one of his fairies. On purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah, hammer really powerful, but that range hurts sometimes.
The hammer hitbox is no fun, especially if you're hammering from below.
Oh, we got some good skeleton manipulation from xirtanul, only getting 2 of them.
Oh, and another big 20. So far, this hasn't really paid off too much for him.
There's one more item in here. And the green pendant is in Dark Palace. It is in Pod.
Always good to get those tips early on. If you talk to Sahasrarla, he will tell you where the green pendant is. If you talk to the bomb vendor in the Dark World, he will tell you where crystals 5 and 6 are located. Just in case you don't want to waste time on a map check.
With green pendant being in Pod, that we can confirm that bow is not on the pedestal.
Yep, that is absolutely true. Oh, in the mirror! Okay, I take everything back that I said just 5 minutes ago. So now...
It seems like almost every race we have had something good out of Eastern Palace.
Oh, look at this fancy play from xirtanul, mirroring out of Sanctuary to save the walk in time. And now he's definitely gonna head up to Death Mountain with the mirror in hand. He can get all the way up to Hera. And he could potentially even finish Hera with the equipment that he has now. He has a fire source, he has a hammer to hammer all the bad people.
Yeah, we could see first crystal within the first 25 minutes.
DukeFireBird is hot on his heels, just needs to get over to the left side of EP and grab his mirror in the vanilla big key chest.
And a bow!
Oh man, xirtanul is making all the right choices, it seems. I'm sure he still yelled at the old man a little bit because, man, I was just in Eastern Palace. Couldn't you have given me the bow like 10 minutes earlier?
If you went to Death Mountain first, you get the bow and couldn't get the Hera. Then you go to Eastern and you can finish Hera. This case, they went to Eastern first, couldn't finish Eastern, now they can finish Hera.
That's true. That's crazy.
And with Hammer, they will be able to check East Death Mountain now that they have Hammer and Mirror.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah, they can. You can go to Spiral Cave after finishing up with Hera, and then check the lower side of it. Get the 7 chest cave. This might pay off big for him. Let's see if they're forced to do the Hera basement today, and they're not so far.
Yeah, but that first downstairs room was the compass, so it's still very possible.
Yeah, we really don't know yet. We'll have to see if he manages to grab both of the items here before killing or after killing Moldorm at the latest. And if he doesn't, he might just go right back in. Not looking great so far.
Yeah, and go to that big chest without hookshot or boots. Oh wait, yeah, you won't have to go down one more floor. Never mind.
Ooh.
There's that hookshot I just mentioned.
So now he can get to the east side of Death Mountain both ways. Up or down, doesn't matter.
Let's see how trolly Moldorm can be today, as DukeFireBird's getting his bow.
Yeah, they're absolutely hot on each other's heels. Let's hope Trolldorm doesn't troll him too much. Oh, and we cursed him.
Instantaneous commentator's curse.
I think from now on, every commentator should be forced to say, and we're sure that Trolldorm will absolutely not troll today. Alright, clean second hit, one more. Oh no!
Nope! Trolldorm doing it again.
I'll just not say anything about this fight anymore until he's done with it, just in case.
Oh, but where's the fun in that?
Alright, one hit. No, no!
Trolldorm has always been a great equalizer, and we're seeing it again today.
Yeah, this is absolutely giving DukeFireBird a chance to catch up to what little lead xirtanul had before. He's still a little bit ahead, but if he falls once more, it's going to be real close. He's also got to be careful, even though he does have 2 fairies in a bottle. Oh, and he gets it.
That was close. That was close.
Alright, come on. And the Moon
Moon
Pearl! What? This is crazy times. Well, that means they have a Dark World access, and also that they don't have to go down to the basement.
I almost forgot about not having to go to the basement. Xirtanul also gets to keep his 2 fairies in a bottle.
Which is very nice. It's always good to have some safety. So with everything they have in hand now, they have Dark World access in a bunch of spots, really.
Did not see a floating island check there.
Oh, true. I hope he hasn't forgotten about that. I really like not checking that and then it having something important at the end. Yet another big 20 for Xirtanul. Now that he has so much money, and as you mentioned earlier, they haven't checked Zora yet, he might opt to route it in with a Quakefish check later on, since he now has Dark World access.
Yeah, it would be a great time to go do that.
DukeFireBird falls down the middle hole on Trolldorm, which is the worst hole to fall down to because you go down 2 floors.
First sword!
And there's our first sword. Oh, Arister Alvi is telling us that Xirtanul did see what's on the floating island. His stream is just not really showing the top few pixels of his screen, I guess. Man, this is a rich seed.
Duke's about to get his Moon Pearl.
It looks like xirtanul wants to check Hype Cave immediately.
I thought it was the Cave of Mediocrity.
And usually is, sadly, but still hasn't shaken that Hype Cave name yet. Not quite, anyways. Oh man, that was a really quick map check. I didn't catch anything. Oh, come on, xirtanul. Give us a chance here. Oh, and a Master Sword.
Yeah, confirm Thieves Town and Mire are crystals. Didn't see much else though.
Yeah, chat's helping us out a little bit here. I think we'll probably get another map check once DukeFireBird makes his way over to the Dark World. And it seems like xirtanul is immediately going for the pod play. He seems to be having everything he needs to finish it up.
There's 5 items in pod. It still seems like a little bit of a gamble, just because it is a pendant dungeon, not a crystal.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, but I can see his reasoning, I guess. Doesn't want to waste too much time checking overworld spots, would rather go for the big item density places with like pod and stuff like that.
Yeah, plus after leaving pod he can mirror back to Eastern and then drop off the pendant.
And finish off Armos Knights. Pod in V26 is usually pretty key loaded, pretty front loaded with keys, just because the key logic really doesn't want you to key lock yourself somewhere. So we might not be seeing anything but keys for a little while here, but let's see what he finds.
Yeah. Pendant dungeons in general have been pretty good lately.
Yeah, I agree with that. It feels like every race that I see, every seed that I play, there's at least one item in a pendant dungeon somewhere, and usually it's more like 4 or 5.
Oh, can't confirm it's just a piece of heart on the floating island from DukeFireBird.
Alright, nothing too important then. And it seems like DukeFireBird is making the exact same choices that xirtanul made.
xirtanul's now checking the basement of pod. We'll see what that brings up in a few moments.
With the meteor so early, it's really nice to be checking dungeons, because whenever you get to a place that's kind of out of the way and you'd have to backtrack a whole lot, you can just mirror back out to the entrance. Just very convenient.
Yeah, pod is definitely one of those dungeons where the mirror back is really nice to have. Duke's getting his Master Sword. We'll see where he goes from there.
Is he gonna get the hints from the bomb vendor? No, he's not. Oh, and Zertano barely missing his bomb throw there.
Looks like the Palace of Keys has been paying off with quite a few keys.
Let's see what the vanilla big key chest holds. I say a big key.
He already has his big key.
Oh, well, it's a small key. Almost the same. I guess I missed the big key pickup.
Oh, Duke checking the Dark World Grove, and Stumpy giving him a single rupee. That means this run's validated, right?
Oh, I thought there was a single arrow.
I thought it was both of them, actually.
Yeah, that works.
And up on the ledge, we just see a piece of heart, not even bothering to pick it up. Alright, so 6 is thieves.
Yep, so that means one of the 2 bomb crystals must be in the light world. We have Turtle Rock and Skull Woods as pendants, and Pod, obviously the green pendant, as we already found out earlier. So, in their situation, are you happy to see a pendant Turtle Rock, or are you scared that it might hide something that you really want?
Well, ice is required. If Bombos isn't required to enter, then it could easily hold the Bombos or Fire Rod.
Well, it looks like Zertano just picked up the Fire Rod, so that's out of the window.
Never mind. We can still see boots.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, T-Rock has a whole lot of items in it, and that laser bridge... You never know what it's hiding.
There's a tempered. This is an early tempered.
Yeah, these guys are finding swords everywhere. Jeez. Already blue mail and tempered sword at 32 minutes in. I'm sure they have no complaints about that.
It looks like Duke's about to make his trip into Dark World over in Kakariko Village. So, Village Outcasts.
So it seems to me like Zertano was pretty set on finishing up Pot, despite there being a pendant. I haven't counted items, I'll admit, so Helmasaur King might still hold an item. But I'm a little bit surprised, I have to admit.
He's probably gambling on that green.
Yeah, probably. It seems like Spores Hefe in chat is confirming that only the compass is still missing, so that's probably what Helmasaur King is going to have for us. So he must be gambling on the green pendant, yeah. I mean, it's not a terrible choice. As you said earlier, he can just mirror back once he's done with the dungeon and immediately turn it in. Ooh, and the Titan's Mid.
That's a pickup.
That is quite huge.
And with Mire being a crystal, that is definitely required. Mire and Ice Palace.
Yep, absolutely.
Duke's dipping into Thieves. Crystal Dungeon should... It's completable, and he can get all the chests. Speaking of all the chests, there's the big key right off the bat.
That's a pretty nice find. And here we go for the Helmasaur King fight. Let's see if he's being nice today. Alright, having no issues with it whatsoever. should be going down pretty quickly with the Tempered Sword. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that was quick. That Tempered Sword putting a beating on the Helmosaur King.
Grabs his compass and the green pendant.
Oh, Alvi catching it. Eastern is pendant 5.
Yep, so we now know which dungeons are required for that big bomb.
Between the two of them, they'll have 5 and 6. Count though.
Duke putting his bugnet to good use right away, catching on the ferry, replacing the one that he used up earlier, so he's back up to 2, I think.
This hallway that Duke's on, try to go through it too quick, it can give you quite a bit of trouble from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's not called the Hellway for nothing. Xirtanul just gonna finish up EP real quickly here. Since he cleared it out earlier, he just has to go directly to Armos Knights.
Yeah, it's not a silver Armos, but it shouldn't provide too much problem.
Yeah, since he already has 40 arrows, because of all the arrow upgrades and arrows that they got early on, he should be pretty good.
Duke's already let the light into Blind's lair, and finding bombs up there for his troubles.
Oh, he thought he had the hammer out, decides, nope, I'm freezing all you guys.
Well, now we know the freeze drop is a single bomb.
It's pretty good.
Xirtanul getting the quick kill.
Very nice, gets a red knight skip. And that's the second crystal got. And now he's gonna turn in his green pendant. Has to sadly warp into his mirror again. He's gonna warp over here and directly mirror again in front of Sahasrarla's hut, I'd imagine.
Duke almost walked away without his maiden.
Well, it seems like Blind is holding an item for us today, since he checked the big chest and it was a map.
Xirtanul just mirror bonked inside Sahasrarla's hut.
Oh no. There we go. And 10 arrows.
I told you he wanted to make sure he had arrows.
Yeah, he definitely wants our players to have arrows today. Alright, DukeFireBird starting his blind fight. Let's see, he's down to 1 heart already, but he does have 2 fairies.
Yeah, those fireballs are guaranteed to do 1 heart of damage no matter what you're wearing. Blind, however, with blue mail, should do 1 heart on his own, normally doing 2 to green.
Alright, 1 more hit, that shouldn't be a problem, and he gets him down. And he gets a heart.
At least it was a crystal dungeon.
Yeah, it's a good play. I don't fault him for that. Sadly, Thieves Town itself didn't really pay out with items of any kind, but a crystal is a crystal, can't really hurt. And it's one of the 2 bomb crystals, so even better for him.
pyramid just holding a piece of heart, so not much there for xirtanul.
And it looks like he's making his way up to the Quakefish, and will probably mirror back to Zora then and check what they have for us today.
Bit unfortunate that he doesn't have flippers to check the waterfall cave right now.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder... He does have the Moon Pearl, so he could theoretically do the water walking glitch, but he'd need to come from somewhere else and fake flipper there.
Oh, we're getting a frog check.
Yep, looks like the frog is being taken home. Could also check the Hammerpeck Cave before he does, even though he doesn't have the boots, it's gonna be a little bit slow. Go bloop bloop about 20 times, and you open up that cave.
And xirtanul gets catfished. Another big 20.
Let's hope that the Catfish's Light World brother isn't as terrible, especially since you have to pay him 500 bucks.
See a heart container on the ledge for Zora, and DukeFireBird picked up the heart container in the peg cave.
What are the breadsmiths working on today? Hammering away at their little baguette there. And just a little bit of love.
Duke's starting to get up there on hearts. I count 10 right now.
Oh no! Zora with the life lessons, as always.
Oh, someone's asking in chat. Yeah, the red colored crystals are the bomb crystals. You need the 5 and the 6 to get the big bomb to open up the Fat Fairy. Well, looks like chat's already got that taken care of.
Yep, seems like got a bunch of people here and know what they're talking about in chat. Well, xirtanul is now going to make his way over to Village of Outcasts, which he hasn't been to yet, if I remember correctly. Probably going to check the mirror spot here. We know it was only a piece of heart, I believe, or a heart container?
Yeah, it was somewhere along those lines. Duke's getting his Skull Woods check in.
Good choice.
It's only got 2 items, but it's a relatively short check. And it looks like it pays off. There's the boots.
Awesome. Boots found. Let's go quick. It seems like Skullwoods, with the newest logic that we have right now, has really been paying out a whole lot. People have been finding all kinds of things here, even though, as you said, it only has 2 items. So it shouldn't be, or you'd think it wouldn't be such a big priority.
It seems like it mostly pays out when it's pendant. It usually doesn't pay out as much when it's a crystal.
Alright, Alec Baldwin, what do you have in your backyard today?
We've already seen it and I forget what it was. And that's why.
Oh, yeah, nothing too fancy, but he does get a free refill out of it, at least.
Plus, that only brings him up to 8 hearts, so a little bit extra safety can't go wrong.
What's xirtanul doing? I'm surprised by his mirroring here.
Sick Kid? Or did we already... No, we've already seen Sick Kid. Oh, he doesn't have Titan's Mitt, so in order to get to Village Outcast, he has to mirror and go this way just to get in.
Yeah, of course. You're completely right. And the fire shield being the second item in Skull Woods here. Not a progression item, but still a good find.
That would have been nice for Blind to block the fireballs.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I bet he wishes he had that on Blind.
Also means he doesn't have to worry about the back half of Skull Woods unless we find out it's a pedestal seed.
Yeah, that's very true. Since it's a pendant dungeon, he already got the 2 items out of it, so he can probably put it out of his mind. You never know with these seeds.
Oh, we see a big 20 up on the bumper cave ledge. Now, one thing to note, we haven't seen flippers yet, and none of the pendant dungeons require the flippers.
Yeah, the pedestal dream is absolutely still alive.
Probably one of the trollier things we can see right now is if they get book, find mushroom on ped, and mushroom ends up giving the flippers.
Oh, that would be painful.
Duke, it looked like he pulled up his menu to see if that piece of heart would give him a refill. Since he's on no pieces, he opts not to pick up the piece.
Yeah, but how are you ever gonna fill up your heart if you're never picking up a heart piece?
True. Oh, we're about to get a King's Tomb check too.
Very nice routing here by DukeFireBird. He's probably gonna make his way all the way over to... Well, he can't really get there from here, I guess. I was gonna say he's gonna go over to Quakefish and then Zora, just like Xirtanul did, but he doesn't have flippers or a hookshot. Oh wait, he does have a hookshot, but you can only go from the other side in the Dark World.
Right. Oh, Pyrolight's right. There is also the flute issue. We still need flute to get to Misery Mire.
Yeah, flute could also be on pedestal.
Along with the 3 fetch quest items, the mushroom, the powder, and the shovel, those still aren't accounted for either.
We'll see if they run into a book anytime soon. And then maybe one of them will get the idea, maybe I should check the pedestal.
Xirtanul's made his rounds through Skull Woods. He's got his boots.
Yeah, at this point, they're really not too far apart. They're just doing things in a different order. We see Xirtanul now checking the bonk rocks that DukeFireBird just checked a minute ago, while DukeFireBird is making his way into Green Pendant Pod. I wonder if he also decides to finish it up for the pendant, or if he decides to leave immediately after finding all the items.
Xirtanul, I just did the math real quick. He can only check Overworld right now. All the rest of the dungeons are close to him. Oh wait, except for Thieves Town. He hasn't done Thieves Town yet.
Yeah, has he been to the Village of Outcasts at all? I don't think so, since he doesn't have the mitts.
Mitts would open up Turtle Rock. No, wait, they don't have Cane. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm thinking, would any dungeons open up with the mitts? They need flippers or swamp. They need flippers for ice. They need the flute for mire.
They need the book or the flute for desert.
Yeah, they can't really do a whole lot, I suppose. We know that Skull Woods is empty already. We've seen both of them clear out Pod, or DukeFireBird is just about to. So that really only leaves them with the overworld, yeah.
Chat's mentioning East Death Mountain, East Dark Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point with the myths.
And they have Hookshot, so that's Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave.
Mm-hmm. And if Xirtanul finishes up here, he will also be able to check the double-chested fairy.
And I don't think we've had a Spike Cave check yet either.
That's because they don't have a cape or the cane of Berna, I think.
I thought the logic would still allow it with a certain number of bottles, though.
I think it does, yeah, you're right. Alright, Xirtanul picking up his Titan's mitts, and now he's probably just gonna go finish up Thieves Town here.
With Hammer, we don't have to worry about Aga 1 required shenanigans to get the bomb to the hole.
Yeah, thankfully.
Oh, there's where that tempered sword was. I was beginning to wonder where that was.
Yeah, I think Pod wasn't such a bad choice. The choice to kill Helmasaur King was unfortunately a waste of time at the end there. But other than that, they got a Fire Rod, a Tempered Sword. Can't really complain about that.
Which that pendant still might be useful because there's still a number of items they need that we haven't accounted for.
Yeah, absolutely. It might turn out that Xirtanul made the exact right choice if it does turn out to be a pedestal seed. And Chet is pointing out Xirtanul accidentally forgot to jump down, walks through the automatically closing door on the upside, and has to walk all the way around again for that chest.
Yeah, that's not good on your time.
No, it happens. I put it down to tournament jitters, you know, you're being restreamed, you're racing against one person, probably a little bit nervous.
Oh, and Duke is mirroring out after getting that Fire Rod.
Alright, so he really hopes that it's... Oh, okay, no, never mind. Well, is he going back in?
Well, I think it would be faster to go back in than, in this way, than navigating the maze again and going back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just surprised that he left Pod for a second, but he seems to want to finish it too. Okay, why not? To quote Mr. Willa J. Bradley, if you start a pendant dungeon, you should finish it. That's his rule, not mine, by the way, but he seems to stand by it.
Well, if there's still a possibility of pendant seed, it's quicker to finish it than have to do the dungeon a second time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, mirroring back out and walking back to Helmasaur King takes about the same time, but you don't have to make the trip back to the dungeon, which could potentially save you a whole bunch of time. I mean, as you said earlier, it's a green pendant, so it's not the worst choice. You never know what item you might get for it.
Unfortunately, at this point, it's mostly both runners retracing each other's steps, so we already know the outcomes of all these searches.
Yeah, there's not too much to say. All we can do is compare their boss fights in a second here.
But it looks like they're going through at about the same time, so this is still going to be very close at this point.
Yeah, once they kill their respective bosses, they'll be pretty much even, I'd say, save for the Zora check that xirtanul has already done, but I'm guessing DukeFireBird really wants to wait until he has the flippers or can do the water walking glitch from a fake flipper spot somewhere.
Wait a minute. I just realized what Blind said.
Oh, I didn't catch it. What did he say?
Maya requires ether. Wait. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It was like Maya requires ether or bombos.
Yeah, but he lies to you.
And they're both holding their item at the same time.
Yeah, DukeFireBird ahead by seconds at this point. Just the fanfare, really.
Yeah, he said Maya requires ether, quake, or bombos.
Thanks, Blind.
That's one I haven't heard him say, but it's still trolly. Duke's doing his mirrored Eastern to take out the Armos Knights, and xirtanul's doing his frog check now.
Yeah, basically, as you said, just retracing each other's steps with different routes. xirtanul has the little added convenience of being able to item dash over the hammer packs here instead of having to hammer them all down manually. Decides not to grab the heart container, okay.
Must be comfortable playing at low hearts.
Yeah, it seems like. I don't pick up a heart piece in there, but I'll probably pick up a heart container unless I'm already at like 12 or something.
Little squiggly monster thing trying to troll Duke, but getting through it and getting the Igor.
Very nice. Yes, the great Sir Nico is pointing out he already has a couple of hearts and the blue mail, so he probably doesn't feel too unsafe.
And two fairies. We can't forget the two fairies.
True.
But xirtanul's taking his purple chest down. Let's see what purple chest has today.
What did Gary's wife pack him? DukeFireBird also gets a quick kill on Armos Knight.
Kane! It's gotta be Kane!
Well, while I'm super hype about a Kane, that might not be that great because now they might have to go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you got a point, because that's the only thing Kane unlocks right now.
Mm-hmm. If he does happen across a flute in here or somewhere on his way to Turtle Rock, he could go to Mire, maybe, depending if he can open it. We also don't know if he can open Turtle Rock yet, to be fair, but all signs are pointing to it, I would say. They're really running out of spots to check.
Yeah, they have... I think they're about on the East Death Mountain.
It looks like xirtanul wants to get that thick fairy out of the way.
You never want to dip independent Turtle Rock, especially if there's a chance it's a double dip.
Yeah, you're very right about that.
If Trinex is holding a required item, we still don't have Ice Rod.
Alright, here we go off to the big pyramid to place a big pink bomb in front of it.
Oh, and Duke got sniped with a bomb.
Those high knocks, really annoying.
Oh, is Duke about to make the Fat Fairy play?
It sure seems like it. Both our runners really having the same mindset, it seems like.
I'm not sure it's as much same mindset as it is no one wants to do Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's true. They also don't really have a whole lot of options.
Oh, there's a book.
That opens up desert for them. I'd rather do Crystal Desert than Pendant Turtle Rock, especially since they already got the boots and a fire source, so they can definitely finish it.
On the chance that Desert doesn't pay out with anything, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pedestal and a double tablet check before Turtle Rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like xirtanul wants to round his desert play in with a check of the Bombos tablet, which is very nice. Very good routing choice there, I'd say.
Definitely.
And DukeFireBird picks up this book. Let's see where he decides to go. Or which way, rather. I'm sure he's also on his way to desert.
Big 20 again.
Big 20 from the sky. My gods are not very generous.
Yeah, where's that 300?
Exactly. Oh, there's
Well, there's a
100.
100.
There's a hundo on the desert ledge. Why not? Oh, and I also want to quickly mention, just because I just saw Link's praying sprite there, a sprite that you'd only really see in that one particular spot. Both of our runners have opted to not play with any custom sprites, just playing with the standard Link sprite today.
Well, I've heard where custom sprites can mess with a few things like bomb jumps, so if they're not used to practicing with custom sprites, it's not a bad idea to just go vanilla Link for a race.
Yeah, I agree with that. So DukeFireBird seems to have a different idea. It seems like he wants to grab his lunchbox and see what Gary has for him today before he checks out Desert.
Well, I mean, it's a really good routing choice. You just route it all together.
Yeah, very true. And there's the first item.
Another big 20.
This game has too many red rupees, if you ask me.
Great Sir Nico's walking to Gary. Yeah, that is a long walk.
Yeah, never really fun. You'd rather have a flute. Oh man.
Burrito in the big chest.
That means that means Lamolas must have an item.
They've got the fire rod. 2 fire rod hits per Lamolas as a kill, so they don't have half magic, but it doesn't take much to take them down. All items accounted for. Did we miss one?
No, all the dungeon items are accounted for, so map and compass and big key have been found.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and it looks like DukeFireBird hasn't checked Agina yet either, which we know won't pay out too much, but good to get it out of the way. It's right here.
Yeah, a lot of desert in general is just out of the way, but if it holds something important, you're going to be kicking yourself later down the road. Xirtanul using that lamp to light up the lanterns.
Probably
Looks like
wants...
he's saving magic.
Yeah, exactly. Probably wants to save his magic for some fire rat shots and Lamolas. 2 fire rat shots per worm.
Or 2 tempered spin attacks.
Or you get bullied into the corner a little bit.
They got fairies. They're not worried about dying.
No, definitely not. It's just annoying because, you know, you could kill these 3 so quickly, but then if the little rock sprinkle RNG once they pop out of the ground works against you. Oh my god.
Fetch quest hype!
We heard you like digging.
We heard you didn't like your digging game prize. So here's a shovel. Go dig up your other prize.
So funnily enough, that unless they still have to dip into Turtle Rock, which I don't doubt at this point, this might mean that the shovel spot is actually gonna have something really cool, maybe.
Calling vanilla flute. No, I'm going to call mushroom. I'm going to call mushroom.
So we're going book into shovel into mushroom, and then the mushroom gives you the vanilla powder, and the bat finally gives you something that's sort of useful.
No, then the bat's going to give a big 20.
Oh, it's a cape.
There's cape, but we know cape has no use. Well, unless you count Spike Cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he'll think of checking Spike Cave now.
So, is there additional sprites to say if the shovel's being used? I know we got one for Swag Duck.
Yeah, you mean on the tracker?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little check mark for the shovel and the mushroom once you give them to or do what you have to do with them, I guess.
Oh, I see it now.
Looks like Xirtanul is checking his Ice Rock Cave, which he did not check in the beginning, unlike DukeFireBird. You know, it's not really going to have anything of value, but you don't want to have that in the back of your mind all the time.
They're asking for Ice Palace or Waterfall. The problem with Waterfall or an Ice Palace check is we know it won't have flippers, and flippers is still required for Swamp Palace.
Well, it looks like what we've all been waiting for is finally happening on Xirtanul's side. He is gonna check the East Dark World Death Mountain, it looks like, and then he's probably gonna make his way up to the Spike Cave unless he finds something good here.
So the question is, would you rather do Pendant Turtle Rock now, or would you rather sequence break for Ice Palace and hope you find the Ice Rod?
I think before anything, I'd probably sequence break to the Waterfall of Wishing, just on the off chance that the 2 chests there have anything. And then, I'm not a huge fan of sequence breaks. I know it costs me a lot of time usually to say that and to not do them, but I just feel like, I don't know, they feel dirty to me. Dirty cheaters.
Well, we also didn't have a ped check before going up here.
Very true. Oh, he's gonna check out which medallion he needs for Turtle Rock just to make sure. And it is Ether, so all signs point towards the early Turtle Rock.
I had a feeling it was going to be Ether before I even checked it.
Yeah, me too, really. Let's see, maybe the Hookshot Cave comes through.
I would have loved to have seen a ped check beforehand, though.
Well, that Hookshot Cave was completely worthless.
Yeah, now we're probably just dash over to the tablet, get it out of the way.
Yep. And then jump down to do the spike cave, I'm assuming.
And if that doesn't pay off, the question is, do you go straight to Turtle Rock or do you do a ped check first?
Since you're already up here, I would personally probably go into Turtle Rock and just try my luck there.
And 10 arrows on either. This is definitely looking like a Turtle Rock seed.
Yep, and as you mentioned earlier, it might definitely be a double, maybe even a triple dip if it wants to be super extra trolly.
With what they have, I don't think it can be a triple dip now.
They could get the flippers out of early Turtle Rock, and then have to go to Ice Palace or Swamp for the Ice Rod. And, yeah, I think that's about it. You're right.
Yeah, Duke's over checking his Super Bunny Cave. Well, I think he's probably about to make the same steps.
So Spike Cave didn't pay off at all, just another arrow upgrade. They must have the biggest quiver in the world by now. And it looks like xirtanul is definitely gonna go with the Turtle Rock play here.
Still missing the flippers, the flute, and possibly a medallion for go mode.
Yeah, unless one of them gets the flute, we won't know what Misery Mire will require to be opened.
Yeah, they can see the Bumper Cave item, and Bumper Cave was just a piece of heart or rupees. It was something along those lines.
It looks like DukeFireBird, he didn't check Spike Cave, right? Or did I just completely black out on that somehow?
I don't think he checked it.
Okay, because they're entering Turtle Rock at pretty much the same second here. It's gonna be interesting to see. They're on the same equipment, they're meanwhile on the same number of hearts.
Yeah, the only difference I think is xirtanul's checked more, but as we see, it didn't pay off.
I love the sound when you swing the tempered sword, by the way. I just need to mention that somewhere. It's got such an oomph to it.
Yeah, it feels like there's so much power on it.
Oh, and he manages to stay on the Samaria platform here while getting zapped by the jelly. Usually they knock you off pretty badly.
Xirtanul getting the quick drop.
He barely misses it.
Oh, and a fairy.
Yep, xirtanul about to use one of his fairies. Which means DukeFireBird is going to catch up to him, or even pass him a little bit here.
Yeah, these spike... Oh, Butter Sword!
Oh my god, really? A Butter Sword? An hour and 14 minutes in? What is this?
Not the 97 minutes to first Sword Seed.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is Duke stuck?
It looks like he's stuck. Wow, can he not even... No, he can mirror out. Okay. Phew. That was weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, in chat they're calling a cape glitch.
Okay. I've never had that before. Interesting to know. Oh, and both the runners getting a little... Yep, the chain chomps. They don't care what mail you're wearing. They will always do a ton of damage to you.
Yep, 3 hearts to blue mail.
So, since they're still looking for items, I'm gonna assume they're gonna clear as much of this as they can, including the vanilla big key chest. Yep, there they go.
Xirtanul checking the chest and finding a compass. DukeFireBird following behind, going into the anti-fairy room.
Gonna get a quick high five here, and boom, high five.
Like, by the way, you're wasting your time on that chest. Oh wait, no, that's a death. He has no fairies left.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Did he manage? Nope, he didn't manage to grab that key from the pokey down there before he died, so that means he's gonna have to backtrack all the way there.
We'll see. Xirtanul's gotta check Mimic Cave, right?
Yeah, definitely. If you're still looking for items and you're skipping out on any chest, it's probably a bad choice. It might just be something you really don't want to have, but you'll bite yourself if it is something you really want to have and you didn't check it.
Buttersword giving the extra range, though, to take care of those mimics. And we got flippers.
And we got flippers. Is this gonna be a T-Rock double dip, or is he also gonna find the flute in here?
Flippers gives him Swamp Palace, and it also gives him not cheese into Ice Palace.
Yep, exactly. And he can check the waterfall fairy.
I also got a red meringue from the big chest.
Yeah, probably not something they're too happy about. I'm sure he'd rather have a flute or maybe another fetch quest item for a chance for a flute.
Let's see, we've had, what, 1 fetch quest so far?
Yeah, we've had the shovel so far, I believe. And I don't know if you count the book as a fetch quest.
They routed in with that. I guess we can't really count book and fetch quest territory this time.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they go pet.
I was just thinking, we don't know if it's a pet seed, and we probably won't know for a little while, but what if the required Misery Mire medallion is on the pedestal?
Required Misery Mire. Yeah, that could be a thing.
Xirtanul doing a good job with the laser skip here, really amazing. Oh, and God,
Commentator's curse
is real. I am just gonna shut up now.
Honestly, with the full magic pickup right before Trinex, I wouldn't be opposed to just using Cape. Oh, he must realize he has all the items.
Yeah, it seems like it. And we, as Chad is pointing out, DukeFireBird skipped the Mimic Cave. That is gonna hurt him real bad.
Oh, that might be GG right there.
Unless he remembers to go back for it, he's never gonna get his flippers. I mean, he can still fake flipper everywhere and potentially finish it, but not Swamp Palace itself.
Yeah, and Swamp Palace itself is required. I was going to mention Xirtanul had the guaranteed full magic pickup and he could have used Cape to get through Laser Bridge, but he got what he needed.
Yep, he got all the items, and since Mimic Cave isn't officially counted as a Turtle Rock spot, even though you need to be in Turtle Rock to get there, I think we can safely say Pendant Turtle Rock didn't have anything.
Dungeon itself didn't have anything, but we'll see. It can still be a pendant. I mean, it can still be a ped seed.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh man, I keep trying to put that out of my mind because I don't want to troll our racers too much, but very well could be.
Since Xirtanul's missing items, I don't think he can't go mode swamp. He's going to have to clear left unless he finds flute and both medallions at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. If he finds flute and both medallions, he can start go moding stuff. But other than that, I personally wouldn't.
Duke using the cape to get through Laser Bridge, but I don't think he has enough magic to. And there he goes.
I'll get sniped, but I think he has a
fairy.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks to our tracker, the dude, for keeping the bottles at the bottom and the tracker on top of everything and always up to date.
Looks like he's going back out for another set of safety. No, he's just. Oh no, he's safe quitting.
Yeah, he got all the items out of Turtle Rock, and even if you're using a map and item tracker, as I said, Mimic Cave doesn't count as part of Turtle Rock, so you'll think, alright, I got everything I need up here. Guess it didn't have the item I wanted.
Yeah, it's for reasons like that, I personally use a location tracker as well. Yep, flips were in Mimic Cave, and Duke has missed them.
And it looks like he just remembered something because he was about to walk to the Dark World and probably give us a pedestal check, but then he decided against it. I wonder what he's remembering. Maybe he hasn't turned in his green pendant yet? Yeah, that must be it.
I might have missed it. Did Xirtanul not check left side?
Yeah, he decided to go backside immediately. I can't really blame him if you found the big key here somewhere. It's not the worst routing choice. Also, depending on what you find in the first couple of chests, you can sort of deduce, yeah, alright, the left side might not have anything. So we might not ever see him go to the left side unless he's missing an item at the end.
He just got the big key, which big key on Argus, I've seen that before. I can't blame him for thinking he has to go back anyway.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Duke's about to route him in his Catfish and Zora.
Yep, sure looks like it. He's going to be sadly disappointed with what he finds. And yeah, as Chad is pointing out, we found the compass in the Swamp Palace, so the left side will definitely have an item of some sort.
So Xirtanul's about to clean up his Swamp Palace. His boss. He'll probably go back in and check left side. After that, if left side yields nothing, do you think the play is check Waterfall?
Yeah, I think I'd probably check Waterfall, and then sooner or later, you'll have to get to that pedestal, I guess.
Yeah, Ice Palace, when you're not in go mode, when you have to clear chests, it's not something you look forward to.
It looks like Xirtanul decides I'm not gonna check out the left side and the rest of Swamp Palace. I'm just gonna head right over to the Ice Palace.
Did he not check Ledge? Because he's marrying up on Ledge to get his item.
He's probably gonna check Hobo now, and then go back for... Well, he might take the warp to Zora to check the waterfall, and then maybe go Ice Palace. I'm just surprised he decided to leave some potential items in Swamp. Looks like DukeFireBird is a little bit lost, doesn't really know where to check next. He is back on Death Mountain. Maybe he's remembered, hey, wait a minute, there's still a cave left up here.
If he goes back to Mimic Cave and then finds his flippers, he's probably going to feel like he's behind, and we'll see how that affects his play.
Yeah, I'm expecting some bombs on that chest with the flippers in them. Oh yeah, he didn't check the ether tablet in the spy cave either, so that's probably exactly where he's going right now. And here's the waterfall check.
There's Bombo. And for Duke, we might see some digging for magic soon. Chad brings up a good point. Can he even activate? Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. He's not using a medallion. Not bad.
Okay, first trip into Ice Palace for xirtanul. He's really hoping to find that flute in here.
Flute and hoping that Bombos is the required medallion.
Yeah, I don't know. If you have two medallions and you're in his spot and assuming he finds flute in here, do you take the gamble? I mean, you have to check first anyway, so whatever, but is a 66% chance or a 2 out of 3 chance good enough for you? Oh no, and DukeFireBird takes a death. He is definitely not going back to Death Mountain.
Yeah, he went to Spike Cave without magic and nothing in his bottles. That was rough.
Oh no. Oh, he's getting bullied by the guards. I hope he's not too tilted by this.
Sometimes you'll see a couple of huge mistakes in a run. You make one, you just gotta buckle up, settle down, and get ready for the ride.
Yeah, the best advice is to just shake it off and play as well as you can for the rest of the run, but that is oftentimes easier said than done.
xirtanul going for the bomb jump.
It's one try. It's a fall in the hole.
I don't think I can count that as a try.
Nah, didn't even place a bomb yet, so it doesn't count.
2 real tries, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. Sometimes Link just doesn't want to line up the way you want him to line up.
Oh, looks like Duke is going back into Death Mountain. He's probably going to go right back into Spike Cave.
Yeah, he bought a bunch of potions and he's probably gonna check out Spy Cave right away. The problem is, what's he gonna do once he finds out? He just gets a big 20 out of it.
Probably save quick, go back to Mountain Cave, and go somewhere else.
I do hope he
Hopefully
remembers
Turbo.
Mimic Cave. Yeah, exactly. So far, Ice Palace hasn't really gotten xirtanul anything great, but since he's only looking for one single item, there's still a good chance he might find it. And at this point, where else could it really be?
Pedestal.
Yeah, very true. And DFB is definitely lost. He is thinking real hard right now on that save and quit screen. What have I missed? What did I not check?
He didn't go back out. It might have clicked. Even then, from here, I think you do save and quit because you want to save that potion.
Yeah, definitely.
Although it does give him a magic refill.
Yeah, that's very true. It's not the best choice. I personally probably would have saved and quit, but why not make it this way? Okay, big chest or cold stare. Other than that, Ice Palace is cleared completely.
Flute.
And there's the flute! The pedestal dream is dead, and I'm gonna go ahead and be bold and say xirtanul is now officially in go mode.
He very well might be in go mode.
Unless we really do get a trolley seed and Quake somehow ends up on the pedestal and is required to open Misery Mire. Let's just hope I didn't commentators curse him by saying that he's in go mode yet again, since I already managed to make him fall off the Troll Dorm and some other stuff.
Oh, that was a quick cold stare kill. They just got bodied by that gold sword. And there's Quake!
And there's Quake, so booyah, he is in go mode. Take that, chat.
That is undeniably we are go. As long as he can do Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, though with Buttersword, I think he shouldn't have a problem, hopefully. Oh, and Duke... Sorry, go ahead.
And if he doesn't feel quite comfortable, he can still flute over and grab 3 blue potions before he goes in.
Yep, and it seems like it clicked for Mr. DukeFireBird here. He is on his way back through Turtle Rock. I hope he doesn't think he forgot an item in Turtle Rock itself, though I'm gonna guess he is just on his way to Mimic Cave to pick up his flippers.
Yep, it was at that moment that he realized he done goofed.
Everyone please rise for the Swag Duck theme.
And her doing a dance.
Alright, DFB is on the right way here, entering Mimic Cave now. As I said, I'm expecting a couple of bombs on that chest.
A couple bombs, maybe a fire rod shot or 2. And it was Quack.
It was indeed Quake. Wow, that is crazy. xirtanul decides to not even check out the Mire Shad for 2 easy items. Might be thinking he's behind. Just wants to get this done as quickly as possible. Let's see how quick of a Misery Mire he can get through today. The dream is to have the big key right on that first chest on that little wood bridge you check. But whenever you go in here in go mode, it somehow never is.
Oh, I've seen the free mire where you go right first, and it is big key is right in that chest.
That's such a good feeling.
Especially in go mode.
Just a whole bunch of small keys so far as DukeFireBird is making his way into Swamp Palace. The thing here is DukeFireBird gonna check the left side, which we know xirtanul skipped completely and didn't, luckily for him, not miss out on anything.
Problem is, at this point, Duke's still waiting for a flute and possibly medallions.
Yeah, he's sadly quite a bit behind for skipping that mimic chest. They entered Turtle Rock at the same time, and they were on a pretty similar pace, but forgetting about that mimic cave really cost DukeFireBird.
First rule of my big key is always in the default spot.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you come in here in go mode.
Oh, xirtanul missed the fire rod shot on the first torch. Has to push all the blocks out of the way.
Yeah, decides, alright, if I'm already screwing this up, I might as well go the slow way and save on some magic here for the boss fight on later on. He did not go and buy any potions, and he's down to 4 hearts and barely any magic. He does have Butter Sword, so Vitreous shouldn't be much of a problem, but still gotta be careful for that laser and getting bumped by those eyes.
Yeah, those eyes, I believe on green they do 4 hearts.
I think so, yeah, I'm not quite sure myself, but they're not to be trifled with.
And they don't have powder, so those eyes will two-shot xirtanul if he's not careful.
And look at that beautiful big key spot.
Meyer trying to get that last troll in.
Absolutely. Man, xirtanul, you really gotta be careful. You're down to 2 hearts. I don't think you have any potions or any fairies.
That cane, it seems like whenever you try to put the block on the switch, it never wants to go on.
Yeah, just a good rule of thumb is always be further downwards than you think you should be. Especially when you're placing it from below. It's a little easier to place it on the sides.
Looks like Duke is checking, is full clearing Swamp. Though, chat asking, did he... No, he didn't drown the key. Okay.
They both found the net relatively early, but as Chad pointed out earlier too, they do not have the powder. So all these anti-fairies are not going to help anyone.
Unfortunately, left side of Swamp really didn't contain anything. The only thing it really could have had would have been red mail, maybe mirror shield, maybe silvers, but none of that. With that full magic, xirtanul is just going to cape and dash strat. Those small eyes are gone.
Yeah, that was really quick, and now you just spam a bunch of arrows into his eye, get the mirror ready, and off he goes. So that means that's the last crystal of xirtanul, and he's on his way to G Tower now. And chat, you know what a G Tower means. Pick a chest from 1 to 22. Where are we gonna find the big key today? We're counting Bob's torch as a chest. We're also counting them the way they're opening them, not the way you would like them to open them.
Are we also allowing just flat locations?
Sure.
Tile room?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that in chat. A lot of tile room, 8, 13, 15, 16. And xirtanul is stocking up on blue potions. Very good idea. Very smart choice, especially with the flute. You're here in no time.
Yeah. Plus, he doesn't have half magic, and he is doing silverless Ganon. Looks probably.
Yeah, probably. Unless he magically happens upon the silvers in Ganon's tower, he's probably not going to find them anymore.
I've seen silvers in Ganon's tower a few times. The question is, though, with him being in go mode, is he going to bother checking everything?
Yeah, I think him finding silvers, if they're in Ganon's tower, just depends on the big key location. If he happens upon them, he'll be happy. If he doesn't, he'll probably not go out of his way to look for them. Especially since it feels like, or it seems like he feels that he's a little bit behind anyways.
Well, anytime you have to almost full clear the map, you feel behind just because of how much you've had to check.
That is very true, yeah. Oh, interesting, and Duke is going back into Swamp again to check the big chest. Doesn't want to leave a single item here. I can't really blame him, but we already know it's just a waste of time for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, that gamble at xirtanul made in Swamp is going to make a huge time save.
Quite lucky for him, but sometimes your gambles just work out. That's what you gotta do.
And a big 20.
I'm sure DukeFireBird's not going to be very happy about that. Alright, let's see here. Entering Ganon's tower. First chest, a small key. Second chest, another small key. So that means we're going right side.
Don't see the right side gamble too often.
I've seen a lot of people have taken up the strategy of if you find a small key in one of these 2 chests on the right side, just go for the 4 chests on the right side, and then you can still go left, because if it's not in those 4 chests after the torch room, you lose maybe a minute or so. But if you take the 2 chests on the right, then go left and full clear left until Ice Armos, you're losing a whole bunch of minutes if it does happen to be in these 4 chests. Gotta be a little careful here. All these fire out shots have taken quite some magic from him. But he's still got a bunch of potions. And have magic! There we go.
I was wondering
when that was going to...
Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to show up.
Yeah, it was about time, right? Grabs the small key, mirrors out, and now he is gonna go to the left side.
Oh, well, Bob's dead.
Well, rip Bob, you had the big key. So that was chest number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if I'm counting right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Alright, so if you guessed 7, you win my love and adoration. Non-refundable, by the way. Also not replaceable by a money price.
Oh, that spike troll saving the mimic.
Oh no. And these red mimics, so annoying if you don't have the silvers in here. Taking 2 arrows and with the 2 BMOs and them shooting fireballs at you if they look right at you. Quite annoying.
Even the mirror shield helps since you can look straight at the mimics. We got Duke making his Ice Palace run. He would have a lot of time to make up though. Ice Palace and Misery Mire and then get into Ganon's tower.
Yeah, sadly I think at this point, unless xirtanul really messes up on his silverless Ganon fight, assuming he doesn't find the silvers in here, it's going to be real hard for DukeFireBird to catch back up. He's behind 2 crystals. and the whole of G Tower, which xirtanul is just making his way through the gauntlet. So I'd be very surprised to see DukeFireBird pull out a win here, but weirder things have happened.
xirtanul could get greedy. He is down to 3 hearts, so we could see a death possibly.
Reverse commentator's curse.
See, I think I need to start making the comments now.
Yeah, I think I should just shut up and let you do all the comments. You seem to be bringing these guys good luck as opposed to me just bringing them all the most terrible stuff they could possibly have.
A quick Len Mullis too.
Beautiful. A fun little fact that I just learned recently is if you powder the anti-fairy or the bunny beam before the Landmola 2 room, all the Landmolas will pop out at the same time. If you don't powder that anti-fairy, they will pop out staggered and you'll have an easier time lining up your shot.
Oh, and Duke taking a death over an ice palace.
Ah, that's painful. That is probably gonna tilt him some more. We see him just standing at the entrance there for a second, probably just recollecting himself or throwing a controller somewhere.
Take a deep breath, get a drink, compose yourself, and keep on going, because the race is not done yet. No Raven, Duke went back and got Mimic, thank goodness. And we got a blue cane.
And we got a blue cane. And we got ACMLM correcting me in chat. It is not indeed dependent on that bunny beam, it's just on how much time you spend in the room previous to the Landmola 2 fight.
Now we go back to Trolldorm.
Going for the dash strategies, I love it. I love dash strategies up here. Just 2 hits and he's down. Gives him a couple slashes before he explodes completely. And are we gonna find silvers in here?
Oh, Ice Run!
The Ice Run! Oh man! How about going back to Turtle Rock for those silvers?
Oh, I'm going to... Well, no, remember, xirtanul backed out before checking the last chest, so I think they already found all the items in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you're completely right. They already did find all the items in Turtle Rock, so... At this point, I'm really thinking, where could they be? I mean, they haven't found 2 of the fetch quest items, Mushroom and Powder, so that could hold something. But we're on the Aghanim 2 fight here for xirtanul. He's doing a pretty good job so far. I think he's got at least a couple of... Oh, that's a nice triple, and he's got him down immediately.
That was very fast. I think that was a 3 cycle.
Yeah, I think it was 2-1 and 3, or 1-2-3, something like that.
Yeah, I think we had a couple of shots where multiple shots hit, but too close to be considered multiple hits.
Yeah. And xirtanul, is he gonna go down and grab that fairy from the tree? Nope, he falls straight again, and so xirtanul enters his Ganon fight at 1 hour 49 and 20 seconds. Indeed opting to do it silver or less. With Buttersword, not too awful. He does have potions. He just needs to make sure to take him before he dies, like right now.
Yeah, it looked like it was still 3 hearts. He's probably going to go cape strats. Just, if he's going to use a potion anyways, might as well have it full double use.
Absolutely, yeah. It would just be a waste to drink it now when you have full magic, since it refills your magic and your heart.
Plus the lag reduction from having 1 less sprite on screen.
Yep, also very helpful. So he's gonna try. Nope, he's not. Ganon teleports away before he gets to get another slash in. There we go, 2 hits down in the 3rd phase, only 2 more to go.
getting that lamp out, getting ready for the torch glitch.
Wanted to switch to the silvers really quickly, just out of habit, but then...
They were in GT!
Oh, man. And DukeFireBird picks up his flute. Alright.
Fails to get the torch glitch, however, with half magic and another 2 blue potions, I don't see it being a problem.
Yeah, I think he might have not gotten it on purpose. If you're doing silverless, it sometimes is a little more convenient to be able to light the torches separately, especially with how Ganon's placed sometimes, but as you say, with a bunch of blue potions and half magic, he shouldn't have any problems either way. Just needs to work on his timing a tiny little bit. He barely misses all those spins. There he goes.
Duke's about to hit his cold stare fight. Xirtanul looks like he's getting the timing down on those spins. It won't be long now.
Yeah, he should be pretty close. A couple more spins or slashes.
At least they're not doing this Master Sword.
Yeah, that is always painful. Oh, he's gotta be careful that he doesn't get knocked off from the spin knockback.
Yeah, or Ganon coming up right where he's going to be.
And there he
down.
goes. So GG to Xirtanul, finishing first in this Group G race. Gonna get his official SRL time as soon as he walked through the door here. And he is done, finishing first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 22 seconds. 27 seconds, excuse me. So GG to him.
Looks like it all came down to that one choice, though, with Duke skipping the flippers.
Yeah, that really cost him a lot. That is very heartbreaking to see. Alright, now DukeFireBird on his way to activate his flute and go straight to Misery Mire. He just saw an IRC that Xirtanul won, gave him his GGs. And we're only waiting for him to boot up his Discord, and then we're gonna get Xirtanul in here for his post-game interview. TFB teleporting over to Mire. Gotta find out that it's Quake now. Doesn't know which medallion to use. He chooses Quake.
He probably figures this seat's been trolly enough. It would be Quake.
Oh no, and he uses it just as the Fireball and the bird are above him. That is gonna kill him 100%.
We'll see. That bird's still hovering. Depending on the frame, he might get lucky.
Ooh, and 1 heart left. That, oof.
Blue male saves the day again.
Oh no, and he falls. No, I
that
guess
might
it
be
was probably
intentional.
on purpose. Yeah, you're right. Alright, and there we have our winner, GG xirtanul, and congrats on your first place finish in this race. Zert, you're on, buddy.
Hey guys.
Oh, there you go. Hi, and GG, and congrats on your win.
Thanks.
How did you feel about that seed?
I thought this seed was fairly trolly, but I think I made the right decisions at the right time.
You absolutely did. It seemed like most of the decisions you've made turned out great for you. I also have to tell you that you guys were absolutely neck and neck. You entered Turtle Rock at exactly, or almost exactly, the same second. The big mistake for DukeFireBird was he did not check Mimic Cave on his first way through.
Oh, that is rough. I was just like, let's clear everything, and well, there has to be something in T-Rock, else I did like everything else, so...
Yeah, pretty much. You guys cleared out just about everything that you could possibly clear out. Oh no, and DukeFireBird takes another death in Mire here. He does still have 2 blue potions, but he might be a little bit tilted.
So, what do you think about Silver's and Ganon's tower?
Well, when I saw the big key, I was happy I went the right side for half magic first.
Yes, I can imagine that.
But then again, I felt really comfortable with Ganon. I mean, we have Butter Sword and, well, Blue Mill, and I just stocked up on 3 potions, so I didn't really need the silvers. But that was just the ultimate troll anyways.
Just to finish it off. How happy were you to see that Cold Stare dropped your last medallion, and that was the one that was required to get into Mire?
I was actually thinking, okay, I got the flute, I got 2 out of 3 medallions, let's just risk it that I have the medallion needed. And then Cole dropped the last one, and I was like, okay, I don't even care what medallion it is, I'm just going straight for Mire.
Yeah, we were saying, alright, I was saying, okay, I'm gonna be bold here and say xirtanul is in go mode with that flute that he just got. And then, yeah, you ran into the last medallion, pretty convenient.
Yeah, I mean, if that last medallion would have been either on left side swamp, which I didn't check, or the last chest in ice, then I would have lost a lot of time because of that one.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised you never bothered to go back into swamp and take the gamble and not checking it. Did you feel behind at that point, or do you just... is that a gamble you take?
That's just a gamble I took, because I had 2 items left in Swamp in total and 3 in Ice Palace, so I was like, okay, let's just go Ice, I need to clear it anyways for the dungeon, and else I can just backtrack for that 1 item I need, because I know I still have 2 items on the left side Swamp.
Yeah, that's true. Turned out to be a great choice for you. After DukeFireBird got his flippers and remembered that he forgot to check Mimic Cave, he full cleared Swamp Palace, including the left side. And going back in for the big chest after he finished it.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
It sadly cost him a bunch of time. I don't think he got anything worthwhile out of it. He got 50 rupees from the left side chest and a red rupee from the big chest, so that was absolutely not worth it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, I can't really understand it. I mean, one player just chooses the full clear dungeon, and the other one just decides to go on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, if you're still looking for items, it's definitely not a terrible choice to decide to full clear it. It just happens that your gamble totally paid off.
Yep.
I'm surprised neither one of you ended up checking Pedestal, though, because I think you had the book and were in the area a couple of times.
Well, I was at a certain point. I thought, like, okay, I have the book. I already cleared out Swamp of items or Skullwoods, and I just went T-Rock, and I just didn't find the ice rod there. So I was like, okay, once I find the ice rod, I'm going to check the pedestal because then I can actually clear out T-Rock. But once I found ice rod, it was a validation chest, so yeah, I didn't really have to clear out T-Rock.
Yeah. Found out the pedestal ends up being pocket change anyway, so which we know it wasn't anything important, so good on y'all not checking it. It paid off this time.
Yeah, that ice rod in the validation chest.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. I mean, we had like all the early items to clear Pod and Skullwoods, and then we got Cade and Fire Rod and everything, and I was like, okay, is it really going to be a pedestal sea? Because then we'd need the Ice Rod.
Yeah, it could have turned out like that, but thankfully you guys were spared.
Indeed.
We see DukeFireBird coming up on his Vicious fight here. He decides not to use the cape, he just shoots normal arrows at the eyes, and he's down to 2 hearts, so really needs to be careful.
Oh no!
That is painful. Also, xirtanul, this is a little bit off topic, I guess, but you should probably talk to ACMLM about your emulator, because we've seen it run at 58 and 59 frames at all times, where it should be between 59 and 61 normally. So there seems to be a little bit of a timing issue, which, as he just said in chat, probably cost you about 3 minutes total.
Well, that would explain why ACMLM always beats me. He's just got a better emulator.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, but well, if he's actually up for explaining it to me, then I'm more than welcome to listen.
Yeah, he said he has an idea of what it might be, so I guess feel free to message him on Discord or something. He'll probably help you out.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks for the information.
Alright, he says, to fix the frame rate, try in the emulator menu sound, uncheck sync sound.
Well, I just did it, and it's like on a steady 60-61 right now.
Yeah, there you go.
If only I'd known that before. Well, thanks a lot, man.
Oh, sub 3 minutes 30 seconds in item menu, so pretty efficient at that point.
Oh, and look at your total in-game time. You managed to finish on the dot with the milliseconds there. Pretty good.
That is lovely indeed. I don't do milliseconds. I mean, I don't like rounding stuff up and down.
Yeah, apparently not. Shows in your playstyle too, it seems.
No, but I mean, overall, I think I made right decisions, and the only thing that was bothering me was 2 things, and one was I did not save flippers, so I was like, okay, I got the flippers, I need to do that before I do ice, and then Ice Rod Cave, which I always skip, and I was like, okay, if that holds the flute, then I'm way behind at that point.
Yeah, DukeFireBird checked the Ice Rod Cave when he was down in the Mimic Cave, and turns out, as you all also know, didn't really have anything of worth, but that cave can be a real troll spot.
This time it actually holds something out of value. I mean, I've seen it have like rupees and heart pieces, but this time it actually had a sword upgrade.
Oh, was there a sword upgrade in there? I already forgot that.
Yep, and we got one straight after when I went to pod, so I have like, well, a matte tempered sword within 10 minutes or something into the Dark World.
Wait, wasn't the first sword in... Where was the first sword?
In Spiral Cave.
First sword was in Spiral Cave.
Second in Hype Cave, third in Pod, and last one was in... I have no idea. Wait, T-Rock right side behind the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one was there.
Right.
I'm actually not used to finding butter sword anymore though, so that was a really big luxury.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised considering we've seen seeds where there hasn't been a single sword for like 90 or 100 minutes. You guys had the butter sword at about an hour and 10 or so in.
Yeah, something along those lines. I just wonder where that red mill was though. But I'm expecting Ganon Tower.
You guys also managed to dodge almost every fetch quest item this seed.
At that point where I found the shovel, I was like, yeah, this ain't 326 without a fetch item.
Yeah, we were having a good laugh at that. It was pretty much the last spot that you could check in the overworld, more or less, and then they drop a shovel. And I'm like, oh, what? Really? That's the reward?
Yep, and then we got Cape, which was, well, according to the logic, our first access to Spike Cave. It was like, okay, there has to be something in there, and then you go in there, you get like a 5 arrow upgrade.
Yeah, it was pretty trolly.
Yeah, I was calling like shovel to mushroom to powder, bat gives you a big 20. But then again, I've been doing the anti-commentator curse, and Duke was over here doing the actual commentator's curse.
So whenever I died or something along those lines, I just need to blame Duke, or?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, you have to blame me. I'm not Duke. Duke is your opponent, but it's fine. You can just blame Duke and not me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
but in the
don't
end,
blame Herby Durfee,
right?
blame Duke.
I pretty much said, oh, I hope Trolldorm doesn't troll him so much. And as soon as I said that, you got knocked off the first time.
I had a really rough Trolldorm. I think I got knocked off like 3 or 4 times in total.
I think it was twice, I believe, unless I'm misremembering it. Definitely got knocked off twice. I don't know if there was another one after that.
Yeah, he was a feisty Moldorm again, though.
Yeah, but on the upside, your Moldorm too was beautiful. Going for those dash threats, I always like seeing those. Oh yeah, and how about that G-Tower Big Key being on Bob's torch?
Yeah, like I said, I was like, okay, we get 2 keys on the right-hand side. Let's just go right, and then, yeah. You go left, and it's like, oh, here you go, your free big key. And you're like, why did I go to the right again?
Speaking of which, DukeFireBird hit Ganon's tower, went right, got his 2 keys from the 2 right side chests, immediately switched left, got his big key, and he's going up.
So we won't have half magic nor silvers. That's a shame.
Yeah, that is going to be a little bit painful. Let's hope he's as comfortable as you were with the silverless Ganon. I don't think it's too hard with the butter sword. It's pretty good. But if you're not practiced with it, the timing and everything can still be very weird. Oh no, and he gets stuck on the crystal switches! Oh god. Throw a boomerang, my man! Or that works too. Oh man, DukeFireBird is not being spared of anything today.
Every chance it can get to troll.
Alright, so xirtanul, feel free to stick around, obviously. Do you have any final thoughts on the seed? Anything you want to mention? Any shoutouts? Anything else?
Well, first shout is usually like, I blame Willard for the seed, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, who else could you blame?
But no, overall, I mean, it was just a really nice seed, and, well, apparently from you guys it was a really close race as well, and I had not expected that, because I thought it was ahead more with the decisions I made.
Yeah, as I said, you guys did pretty much the same stuff, just in different orders, and you ended up at Turtle Rock at the exact same second. But that Forgotten Mimic Cave, that cost DukeFireBird the race, pretty much.
That's a real shame, though. But then again, it's usually with random, as soon as you forget one thing once, then you will never ever do the same thing again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a learning experience. Every seed is a learning experience, really, with this game.
Indeed, and that's why I still love playing it, so, well, shout out to the devs, of course, for making this amazing game.
Yeah, the other thing that hurt with the Mimic Cave, with missing the Mimic Cave, is you'd actually checked a little bit more than Duke had when you both entered Turtle Rock. So when he forgot he had more, he went back and checked before he realized the mistake he made.
Yeah, I think he didn't check the Ether Tablet and Spy Cave before going into Turtle Rock, or the Ether Tablet and something else. There were a couple overworld spots left that he could check, and he did that before he was sitting at his save and quit screen for a little bit, really thinking hard about what he forgot or where he needs to go.
Yeah, but in all honesty, Mimic Cave is not one of those spots which you're like, oh, let's just go there. I mean, it's really obvious.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious spot, and it's also a very out-of-the-way spot, because even though it doesn't really count towards Turtle Rock, you absolutely have to go through Turtle Rock to even get there.
Yeah, indeed, and going to your rock is the only way you can actually route that into your run, else you, well, basically never can. Yeah. I just see him getting the ferry as well on the room right before Lambo too.
Yeah, that's gonna make him pop out all at the same time here, but he's doing a pretty good job.
But anyways, it's 2:15 here on the workday, so I think I'm heading off to bed now.
Alright, man. Thanks a lot for the great game. Good luck for the rest of your tournament, and GG again.
Yeah, thanks for commentating, restreaming, and tracking. And I'll probably catch you guys on the other side.
Yep, have a great night.
Okay, same to you.
Thanks for a great race. Good luck and good night.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye. Alright, back to DukeFireBird, who's just entering the torch room, fire rod in hand.
He won't have much longer to go now.
Yeah, barring any disasters that could happen, he should be able to finish pretty cleanly here in just a little bit. He has stocked up on 2 more fairies and still has another blue potion in stock, so he should be good to go.
Without that half magic, though, the magic part of the blue potion might be relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. Checks the left chest in the mini Helmasaur room, but not the right one. I don't think we saw xirtanul check either of them, so one of them could have had silvers.
Yeah, I think he might have intended to check both, but it looks like he got knocked through the door and said, you know what, let's just go.
Yeah. Alright, make super short work of Trolldorm, doesn't get trolled at all. Validation chest, Ice Rod.
This moment, glad it's not an all dungeon seed.
Yeah, definitely. And off to the Aga 2 fight we go. Oh, only gets a single out of the first one. That's 2.
Yeah, these were some odd angles. There's a double.
There we go. That's 4. 2 more to go. And there we have it. Aga 2 dead. Get some more angry slashes. Come down here, you bat.
It's one way to get out some of your frustrations. Swat at a bat.
Alright, so we have DukeFireBird entering his Ganon fight at about the 2-hour 14-minute mark, but he decides to go down the stairs and grab that fairy from the bonk tree down there. Can't really blame him with only 2.5 hearts.
And question in chat, why use the sword spin to reflect?
Yeah, I think it's really more a personal preference type of thing. I hardly use them, but you might have an easier time reflecting shots coming at you from a different angle.
Let's see what Fat Fairy has from her bottles. Magic potion.
That's pretty good, considering he doesn't have half magic and he needs to do silver less. He's probably happy about that one. Probably would have liked the blue potion better, but at least it's not a B.
Yeah, and he does have 2 fairies, so he still has safeties.
Yeah, he should have no problem, especially since he has the butter sword and blue mail. It should work out quite nicely for him.
I think that was a 1 cycle into Firebat fate. And he slips through the cracks.
Very nicely done here. That is 2 really quick first phases. Now we're off to the teleport Ganon phase. That's the first hit in.
Getting ready to set up for Torch Glitch.
Oh, decides to switch to the Fire Rod. Makes it a little bit harder to get the torch glitch because your timing needs to be a little more precise, but it's still doable. Did you find the silver arrows in my tower? Oh, gets the torch glitch beautifully. And there's the first spin. Second spin, he's doing a good job. Seems like he's pretty comfortable. Oh, and the wonderful torch lighting again with the fire rod. This man has got his timing down.
I get a feeling he's done this more than once before.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. Those fire rod shots hit the torch at the perfect time. I'm very impressed. Oh, just a little bit too late there. Or too early, rather. Oh no! Just what I was warning xirtanul about earlier. Watch out that you don't get knocked into the pit from the knockback of that spin. That's another fairy and pulls the statue in frustration. Probably hoping for a magic refill here. He might drink his green goo and go back into the fairy. Nope, he sure isn't. Probably gonna have to switch to the lamp now. Or with his green goo, he might not care. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to just drinking your green goo and getting the new one. Nothing's worse than running out of magic during your fight.
That's a wonderful first two phases again. He's definitely practiced in this Ganon fight, no doubt about it. Decides to stick with the fire rod swag.
Usually fire rod is faster if you don't have to go all the way to the torch, but this is a question of do you have the magic?
Yeah, pretty much. Do you have the magic and do you have the timing for the torch glitch? Which he definitely does, it seems. Oh, nope, he got it. Whew. I thought that knockback might have lost him the opportunity to get it, but he's good. Alright. Oh, don't go below him, go to the right of him. You're scaring me, man.
I think at this point he just wants it done.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably pretty tilted from all the stuff that's happened to him, all the death and the Mimic Cave. Alright, making good progress here. Oh, barely misses. Alright, I think one or two more should do it. Or maybe not. Alright, it was three more. So, GG to DukeFireBird. He also just finished his Ganon fight. Let's see, as soon as he walks through the door, he will get his official SRL time. And he is done, finishing in second place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 19 seconds. A winner is you. Judging by his reaction on IRC, he is definitely not very happy about how this played out.
That one mistake for forgetting Mimic Cave, and if he had remembered that, this probably would have been a much different race.
Yeah, I'm very sure he would have been a lot less tilted. Hey, DukeFireBird, man, GG, congrats on finishing this horrible seed.
Yeah, slightly horrible, thank you.
How are you feeling after this? I'm assuming not too great.
Not too great. I think my tournament is almost effectively over just based on the math, but still gonna have fun.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, I'm right there with you. I've got my first two matches behind me, 2 losses. Should be pretty much over.
And you never know. I got a chance. It depends on. It really depends on one match now.
Well, fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, pretty much Destiny's out of my hands right now, but this is still fun to play. So.
Well, mathematically, on 2 losses, there's still a chance if you have a 4-0 player in your seed, you could go to a 3-way tiebreaker to get that second slot. So keep on going.
Oh yeah, exactly. I just know that Destiny's out of my hands. Really, it depends on JJ and what's his name? One sec. JJ and Rivers. If JJ beats Rivers, that's 2-3 and that's 2-3 wins, and then they only take the top 2. So.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed.
Yep, I can only hope for the best, but I'm still going to play out the other 2 games because it's still fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, but I'm sad to tell you that the deciding factor in this race was absolutely you forgetting about Mimic Cave.
That's what I figured. The moment I realized it was Mimic Cave, I just said, Well, I said other things, but...
Yeah. They're not stream friendly, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
You guys entered Turtle Rock at pretty much exactly the same second. You were like a second behind, maybe. And that Mimic Cave, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I completely forgot about it. Every single run, I forget about something.
It just happens. I mean, I assume tournament nerves probably played a little part in it, and just the seed in general, it just happens.
Yeah, makes me wonder if he actually fake flippered into ice to get flute. That's just making me wonder.
He did not. None of you fake flippered, as far as I could see. And you also didn't have to do any dark rooms because you got the lamp reel early, so this was a pretty sequence break free game, I'd say.
I think so. About the only sequence break I can think of is grabbing the flute from ice, but Zora didn't have anything, the waterfall didn't have anything good. Oh good, it's pocket change. Okay, good. I figured that's what it was. Yeah, that's the only sequence break I can think of would be to fake flipper into ice, but Fire Rod didn't come for a while, so...
Yeah, it didn't look like either of you really needed to do any sequence breaks. Well...
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the seed? Any shout-outs? Anything else you want to say to the masses?
Well, thank everyone for who watched this. I mean, you guys for commentating, the admins for putting on the show over on Randomizer Mania and on Speed Gaming. All the players in both the main and the secondary. I mean, without the players, there'd be no tournament. So
that is very true.
And without the staff, there wouldn't be a tournament. So pretty much everybody who's working behind the scenes. That does include me from time to time, but we're trying to put on a good show for everyone to watch, and all we can ask is that for some streams, just be patient, but we'll get it rolling, and then we're right there with you, oohing and ahhing at every single, oh geez, what's going on?
Yeah, thanks for putting on a great show, and definitely follow both these guys, xirtanul and DukeFireBird, who is also an amazing commentator, I might add. So please definitely follow him. Oh man, you are.
Follow the commentators too. Herfy, I know, is good. I've heard his commentary. It's very good.
Yeah, I'm all right, I guess.
Yeah, you're good. And same with Dark. I've heard a couple of his. And of course, Alvy for restreaming. He's a trooper. He's doing a lot of restreaming. So, shout outs to Alvy.
Yeah, these restreamers, having to take care of so many matches during a day, they got their hands full.
And I will tell you, it is not an easy task.
Yeah, it's quite something. So, I think that about wraps it up for us here. Let me really quickly check the schedule to send you off to the next rando match, which I'm sure we'll have here at some point. Let's look. What do we have here?
I'm looking myself.
It looks like the next match in the secondary tournament that we have going on is at 10 p.m. Between Breasticle and Drillgon on Randomizer Mania 4. So that started half an hour ago. And
no, that one's starting in an hour and a half. You're thinking of Monacle and I have no name.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a match going on right now that started half an hour ago in Randomizer Mania 3, as you said, between Maniacal and I Have No Name. And then there will be one at 10 p.m. that I just told you about. And on this very channel, Randomizer Mania 2 will have another match at 10:30. Jacobs for Life versus Vault 127. Stay around for that one too. And let's see if the main schedule has anything for us. There is also a main tournament game going on at 10 p.m. between Feral Pigman and Maximum Barnage on Speed Gaming 2. So make sure to check out all the games everywhere. Follow xirtanul, follow DukeFireBird, follow my wonderful co-commentator Dark Shadows 59. Big shout outs to the dude and also follow him for having an amazing tracking here today. Give a big shout out to Alvi for the restream and everyone else behind the scenes, as DukeFireBird mentioned, the admins, the commentators, pretty much everyone. Follow everyone you can follow. And I'm Herfy Durfy, and that's it from me.
I'm Dark Shadows 59. Y'all have a good night. Follow the runners. They put on a great show for us. And also make sure to follow all of your behind the scenes people and see what they're getting into.
Yep. Have a wonderful night, guys. See you around.